I'm here with Jason Mills from Ray White Maroochydore. Jason, how are you today?
Yeah, pretty good.
Awesome.
No more hair than usual, a little bit more baller than usual, but I'm going good.
That's great. That's great. Jason is one of my favorite at the moment agents around the Queensland area on social media. He's got a really unique and engaging social media and content strategy, which I think a lot of agents can find a lot of help from. Let's get into your history with real estate. You've been in real estate for, I think I was doing a stalk before, and it was about 13 years. When did you start
Yeah,
using social media?
oh, primarily, I reckon only about a year and a half ago, I sort of mucked around with it. Like I reckon a lot of people put something up here and there, no real frequency or structure to it, just put something up. And about a year ago, I think it was, yeah, I started to, I don't know, get a bit of confidence with it. I think even before that, I started to look at a couple of other people's and go, oh, gee, that's a bit cringeworthy. Why would I want to tune into that? And found myself unfollowing them, even as a real estate agent. You know, you still like to follow other agents, and there's some that I do and some that I don't, just because it's a bit too cringy. But probably seriously about a year ago, to answer that question a bit more directly.
Yeah. And what inspired you to do your style of social media? Is it just genuine? It's just what you like, or have you seen it on other people's social medias?
I reckon it was my own personality. I feel like as part of a big corporation like a Ray White, there's not really a lot of opportunity to show the general public who you are as a human. And if you don't, and if you follow their marketing guidelines to 100%, then you're pretty much a robotic person and there's no personality. Like, who am I really selling with here? Am I selling with a robot, or am I selling with someone that's a bit more authentic? So it
Yeah.
gives me a really good platform to be able to do that. And honestly, I think the first, like anything, like when you're losing weight, even you lose a couple of pounds, you start to get a bit confident, and all of a sudden it starts to become perpetual. Somebody says, "Oh, geez, you're looking good. You've lost a couple of kilos," and it's the same with social media. Put a couple of posts up, a couple of people liked it, thought it was quite funny and engaging. I found I got a lot of engagement from it, or interesting. So it wasn't just all about humour, but interesting. And then I guess a culmination of watching other people's content and going, "Oh, that's what, why would anybody want to sign up to that 24/7? Like, that's just all you're doing is being a stereotypical real estate agent and boasting about how good you are and what you sold and what you listed, and look at my car and look at this. What a load of crud." So
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen some of your ones which have taken humor to that as well, with being in the car and rocking up as if it's your real estate agent. I thought that was really cool. So, something that I like to say, which I think you've nailed perfectly, although you do have, I did see a video that went completely viral, which is awesome. But instead of aiming to be the most viral person, because you're only sort of working with, your local area, you want to become like the local celebrity. Like, what do you think of that? And how do you think you've
yeah,
positioned yourself with that?
yeah, that reel that you're talking about, it's had 6 million views, pretty close to it anyway. And if you go and have a look and drill down to all the people that have liked it, it's like people from other countries. Like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a talking point. So when you're in the street, it gives people another opportunity to go, "Oh, I saw that reel, geez, that went crazy." That's it for me. But it's those conversations that matter the most. So I actually sometimes get more engagement and better value out of some content that's only had 800 views as opposed to the 6 million views. So it's about who you're trying to connect with rather than, getting the actual views, the chump views. So putting audio to it just so that you get 5,000 views. Yeah, it looks great on your numbers and things, but is it really doing what it needs to do? That's not what you should be aiming for, in my opinion.
Yeah, 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 for sure. So, from idea, conception, I guess, to reality, there's a few different steps some people take. Some people who are new might just pick up their phone and they'll start talking. They'll put on a tripod, they'll start talking to people. You've almost gone that next step by the looks of it. Do you have a production team, and what does that process look like?
Yeah, they're mates of mine. So one of them's got just as weird a sense of humour as me. So that's part of the reason. They've just started in what they were doing. So I guess you could say I got mate rates with them, and for them to help me out. I was their first customer.
Yeah.
But yes, they do help me. But the only reason they're helping me is because I'm a huge believer in consistency. And I found myself getting up and putting up some really good content, not perhaps as good a quality as what I'm putting up now, but still perfectly fine to achieve what I wanted to achieve. But then, I was constantly on my mind, so it distracted me from what I was supposed to be doing. And how do you do that? How do you stay consistent? I think you've got to invest a little bit if that's something that you're keen on, but invest a little bit to make sure that you can put out good, consistent quality.
Yeah. And what do you think of the idea of, I sort of drum on a lot in some of the things that I talk about with value content. So value, entertaining and inspiring content. Is that along the lines of what you try to produce?
Yeah, well, so for any average punter that works around me, in my mind, why are they going to want to follow me? So
Yep.
you've got to give a little bit of something to everybody, and there'll be people there that are not in real estate mode. So I think that's a big flaw that a lot of agents think. They think that everybody's up there is just bang in real estate mode. But if I use some actual statistics, and I'm not a big stats person, but at any given point on the Sunshine Coast, 6% of people are in real estate mode. It doesn't mean that they're all selling either. So what you're putting up your posts and your content to target 6% of people, or do you want to try and target 100% of people? You'll capture them as well. So, certainly my content is more around engaging with everybody, and I want anybody that's walking down the street to want to follow. I've got 13-year-old kids, which, to be fair, they're not really the target audience, but right up to 65, 70-year-old people that are following me, but they're all in and around the local area. And I guess the word of mouth and the layering that provides me is, they all talk, they share their reels with their mums and their dads, and they literally do that. I've heard them, people that I don't know. I've even had people want to have selfies with me in the bloody gym. It's just bloody, but that's just off the content. So that's cool, but it's just a talking point. And that anybody would see my content and go, look, I'll follow that bloke. Like, he's not shoving the stereotypical, how good am I, real estate agent? Look what I've listed, look what I've sold, look how much money I'm making, type crap down their throats. So they follow me because they find the stuff entertaining, interesting, and informative.
Yeah, look, and I think that you just nailed it on the head there for, content strategies for real estate agents, especially nowadays when you got so much video, is moving away from the business of real estate and selling stories and selling a genuine self and just engaging people, because you want to be that local celebrity. And you got to think, like, if you're just posting your listings and, I think you got to have your listings in there like you do. But if you're just posting your listings and testimonials all day, every day, why would someone think, oh yeah, that's cool content, I'm going to like it, I'm going to follow that person? Like, they're not going to think that. You got to think, who in my area or in my local suburb, who are they, number one, and what are their interests, number two, and how can I then communify that and go down and integrate myself into the local community and become one of those people and make content around that. And yeah, I just think what you've done is just nailed it on the head perfectly. If I can just finish it off, what are some some technology platforms that you've used to help streamline this process? Because a lot of agents drum around that they don't have enough time to do social media properly. And I think you got to make the time, because it is the future. I think building your brand online can save you so much time in the future. How have you streamlined that process?
Your algorithm helps you a fair bit, hey?
Yeah.
Like your Instagram algorithm, you just flick through your reels. It starts to learn what your likes and dislikes are. And I think initially it started to show me a lot of Instagram creators and content creators, how to do things. A lot of how to do videos popped up. And that helped me understand. And then it led me down some paths, some applications that I use that help you do it all just on your phone. No cost, free, easy to do. And then you start to build. I don't have a lot of equipment. I've got a little gimbal that you're on now, which is $100. I've got a little ring light. I've got a little lapel microphone that I use, which is $50 from Officeworks. So all of that, real basic sort of stuff. And it's a couple of basic apps, which I'm sure they can reach out to you. I'm happy to share, after the scenes, if someone wants to reach out to you and know what apps I use, just tell them that, I'll work it out with you and we can get them that information. But it's easy. You just got to, the bottom line is you've got to have the energy. If you've got to work out why you want to do it, and with that and with the energy, you'll nail it. Your content might be extremely different to mine, but energy is probably going to make you successful in it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And if someone wants to find you on Instagram, where do they go? What is your username?
Do you know what?
You don't know?
I don't even know what my. Oh, hang on. It's jasonmills.realestate, I think. Yeah.
Let me have a look.
You're about to find out for me. I think it
Yeah.
is.
No, you're
Because I've
right.
had a few name changes.
Jason
jasonmills.realestate.
Mills
Yeah.
dot real estate, Ray White Maroochydore. Anyway, if you
Yeah,
search up
that's it.
Jason Mills, you'll find it. You're pretty well
Yeah. Yeah.
known. Awesome.
Mm.
Thanks for jumping
All
on
right.
today. I hope a lot of
No
people
worries,
get
Maxie.
some value out of this. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
No stress, mate. Anytime.